Hey kids, last week we were talking about Adele and we were arpeggiating the verse, those cool little piano arpeggios. And so today I'm talking with a student of mine about the chorus and how to create a simple strumming pattern for this. And so I'm just going to do a little bit of that. So G forms, but capo to the second fret, so key of A. The chorus goes G, D, E minor, C. And I would just play down, miss, down, down, up, 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 na 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 na. And I mean, if you're singing it well enough, if you're singing it well, I should say, the guitar part can be very spare, and the main thing you want to be is in tune and on time. And so, I'm doing this thing where I'm going 1 and 2 and a 1 and 2 and a. But if you're just singing it, you could. Nobody like you. If you're a little bit newer to guitar and you really just need to keep that steady pace going, that's a good thing because you just want to keep that right hand constant motion going. Just keep it going all the time. So another thing that can kind of sound good is if you play just very lightly on the end of one, and I'll just only hit a couple of strings, like just those. And with these chord forms as beginners, you can cheat a little bit and use what I call the open string passing chord. So you can upstrum all of the open strings on the way up. I'm going to show you the most obvious way to do it, and then maybe a more subtle and interesting way. So the obvious way to do this is to go down, miss, down, down, up, and then you just let go of everything on the up. So your hand's free to make the next range. And you can do that. Now notice, as you go from the G to the D chord, you don't have to, this finger, you pivot on that. So you'll want to just keep that in place. There's nothing to pivot on going to the E minor. But going to the C, you can pivot on your middle finger right there. Right? So you leave it in place and you just release the other fingers. So the next step with that is actually instead of doing the full all of those strings, or I should say instead of releasing when you do the strum or doing a full release, you just release the pressure. So you release the pressure, and all you'll get is the sound of the open strings that you were sounding still resonating. So you'll strum down, and then you'll release the pressure, but not take the fingers off the strings until after you strike them. Like that. So that you'll have a little bit of open string sound carrying through to the next chord and helping smooth that transition, but you won't have this open string passing chord. You won't have this other chord that isn't G and isn't D between them. You'll just have the open string notes of the G chord. That one, same deal. On my way up, I'm releasing the pressure of the fingers. And I would just practice that in that way. I would actually practice in pairs of chords. And you'll only hit a few strings, you'll hit it kind of lightly when you play that chord, and it smooths the whole thing out. So you can hear, let's say I'll play it like that if you can hear it, so you can hear that. So it's something like... So you don't hear this big, obvious chord change. It's more subtle than that. So I would first work on the obvious version. And then make it more subtle as you go. Because if you're on time and you're in tune, you're okay.